Welcome back to Shan the channel. I'm Shan, and today I'm going to be reading some confessions on Reddit. I've handpicked a few here today. Hopefully you can see the theme that we're going for. So let's get right into it. I cheated on my wife and now she's cheating on me. Okay. So yeah, I know I messed up. I, 32 male, cheated on my wife, 29 female, 3 years ago. We've been married for 5 years, and the second year of our marriage, I cheated on her in a drunken fling. She forgave me and we went to marriage counseling, but 3 days ago, while my wife was in the shower, I went through her phone and found the texts confirming she was cheating. What led you to do that? Like, what? Why? Why are you doing that right now? I felt so betrayed, so I confronted her after she got out of the shower. She claims that it's okay because I cheated on her and I set the precedent for allowing infidelity. Okay. I also told her I don't know the girl and that she now has a relationship with this guy, I don't know. She got mad and stormed off. She left for work Friday and I haven't seen her since. I know she's with him and it hurts. I feel I deserve this, but at the same time, I want my wife back. What do I do? Well, this is kind of f***ed up. The fact that she forgave you and then went on to have an affair behind your back is kind of f***ed up. While I personally couldn't deal with cheating myself, if I were to have hypothetically, if I were to forgive somebody for it, that would be it. I would have to, like, have them earn their trust back. But the fact that she's like, you did it first, so it's okay for me to do it, after you've gone to marriage counseling and said that you forgave him, is kind of not really fair. I wouldn't say you deserve this. I don't think that you should forgive someone if you don't actually forgive them. You can't use that as an excuse to do it yourself. You guys need to have this conversation together about the boundaries of your relationship. If she wants an open relationship, she needs to talk about that and not go behind your back. Don't get me wrong, you were wrong for cheating on her in the first place, but that doesn't make it right for her to do the same to you. Let's look at some of the comments. She didn't forgive you, she just stopped talking about it. I mean, yeah, but she did say that she forgave you, so that's this. When my first husband cheated, I said I forgave him just to move on. As it stewed even more, I would go through intermittent feelings of anger, rage, and hurt. Eventually, I just went numb. I didn't care. He went back to her and I said, have fun because I plan on having a great time while you stay there. Alright. The relationship was over the minute you cheated. Yeah, it seems that way. There's an update here. Okay, wow. So a small portion of you were kind and understanding and actually gave good advice, but the rest of you are so rude. So I finally managed to get a hold of her. She basically told me that it's over and that she no longer loves me. I managed to track down her location and find out who's the person she's been cheating on me with. And Dave, if you read this, you. Alright? I honestly can't wait to get divorced now. Alright, this next one's a bit long, so follow through with me. All of my husbands cheated on me. How many is all? This is my third divorce. I'm stuck with 2 children, a boy and a girl, from my first and third marriages. Stuck. Every time I got married, I thought this would be it. I guess there were no happy endings in my love life. Okay. I was 24 in my first marriage. A guy of around the same age, let's call him Ed, we were in the same class in middle school and found each other at the same restaurant. Handsome and cool, wore sunglasses and loose hoodies. We had fun together all the time. He was cheeky, I was kind of serious. I remember sitting in bed watching Titanic with wine and some lasagna and then making out for a while. A few weeks later, my friend messaged me with pics of him hanging out with his ex at the cinema with an arm around her neck and a rose in her hand. I didn't believe it at first. Thought I was a school... Though I was... What? Thought I was a school reunion. Didn't tell him anything. A few days later, I walk into him, sobbing hysterically, talking on the phone, confessing how much he still loves his ex. I took my 2-year-old son to my friend's house and divorced him. Wow. Okay. Interesting. You went into like a lot of detail about like why you loved him and everything. Didn't really talk about like actually marrying him, because it wasn't until the end there that I was sure that this was a divorce. I thanked my job, or I wouldn't have been able to feed my son. I had an apartment I bought myself earlier and decided to work on myself. Ed messaged me with a sorry gif. A gif, my dude. A gif. And said I was nothing next to his ex on text via Messenger. For some reason, it was funny. I ignored it. It was young love and past mistakes. My friend was my support. My family checked in on me a few times. Okay. 3 years later, a guy, let's call him Sin, I met through my mutual friends on a friend's birthday party. We got to know each other, and 2 years later we got married. I loved him. I showed him the poem and songs I wrote for him. Okay, you're a poet. I took him on dates and gifted him flowers too. He only returned the favor twice after we had a fight. And on the saying of my friend... Okay, so there's some like questionable writing here. And on the saying of my friend who he was close to as well. My son loved him, he loved my son, but a good father does not equal a good relationship, does it? Not necessarily. He was 32, he lied to me about being an alcoholic, he never helped in the household work, he went out at 8 and came back at 10 at night. 8 in the morning or 8 at night. He would come home, plonk his bag and shoes in the corridor and sleep next to my son on the bed without changing. I was losing feelings for him. He wasn't like this in our years of dating. Even when we used to live together before marriage, he would be well maintained. He smacked on the face and pushed me against the TV trolley. Oh my god, when I denied sex with him during a fever. Girl, run. My son slept with me that night and said he is scared. Told me, Dad removed your clothes when you were sleeping, Mum. I asked my friend for help again. She's a doctor, got some support, put up an act and I left. Divorced the next week. It was hard. He victimized himself. I got myself a good lawyer. Wow, so that's 2 for 2. It's interesting. It's straight to divorce here. It doesn't say, you didn't state anything about this man cheating on you, even though you said all of your husbands have cheated on you. Maybe there's more. Yeah, how do you get married so much? Getting married is so expensive, and you're getting married like multiple times. Interesting. It's interesting that you don't bother going to like therapy, like couples counseling to try and work out your issues. Just straight to divorce. Not even talking about your problems, it seems. At least that's not what you're writing here. I was 32 when I met another guy. He was 40. Met him at a coffee shop. He asked me out. I was cautious, but he became grown on me. I couldn't help but be vulnerable. My defenses broke. I told him my fears and delights. It was a slow burn. We went on simple and exciting dates and even went to a trip to Spain. That'd be cool. He took care of me when I was sick, brought me roses when I was sick. Sex was mind-blowing. His family welcomed me. Well, romantic, right? Got married 3 years later. It was going well. We always had mature conversations during fights and understood each other's love languages. He never got mad, angry, and always eased me when I relaxed. I made his favorite meals whenever he was upset. Never forced me into doing anything. I got pregnant a year later. Morning sickness, half an hour in the bathroom, bloating and swelling, dizziness and insecurity. By the 6th month, he told me he had lost attraction. That I was too fat and smelly for him. She's pregnant. I had a weird line up my torso and my breasts looked like pitiful sacks of sand, that my butt wiggled too much and lost their shape. My hair was frizzy, I lost fashion sense, and that I looked like melted plastic with the glow. Wow. That's rude. You're pregnant. Like, your body is changing. Could you be a little bit more sensitive, my guy? That he is taking care of me in the mornings and that I am abnormal because of how lazy I am in the afternoons. She's carrying a person! What the hell, man? I tried my best. I tried cleaning the house. I kept myself clean, showered daily, tried to fix my hair, wear makeup maybe, go on walks. It's the hardest ever. The baby wasn't helping. Clothes made me look like a sack. My swollen feet killed me. It's his kid too, isn't it? But when I told him that, he said that just because I got a big belly doesn't excuse me from my lady duties. My girl here, like, seriously, like, where are you finding these men? Because I want to avoid them like the plague. The fight was a long one. I sent my son to my friend. He was growing up and started to realize how shitty life is. I didn't want to destroy him. The next week, he apologized with a sorry over breakfast, but never showed a change. I couldn't handle divorcing then. On the day of her birth, he was absent. How hard is it to just show up? My son and my friend were present along with my cousin's brother. When we drove home, I found him with 2 naked women in a living room sofa. On the day that your child was born, you thought, hey, let's have a threesome. I divorced him. My son is affectionate with my daughter. My friend has helped me move my stuff into her guest room. I'm better now. Physically, though, I'm not falling in love again. I have my children to look after, a friend to return the favors. Men are some of the most horrible creatures. I now believe that they have no feelings, no fear of consequences. They dread of living with one woman, cause ew, who likes wrinkles and stretch marks and cellulite when you can have bitches and models. Playboy sounds cool till the age of 80 and then find young teens who will take care of you and indulge your fantasies. Love and relationships are traps tangled with chemicals and hormones lacking genuinity. I don't know if that's a word. And humanity. Look, it just sounds like you perhaps were... It just seems like you were falling for the wrong men every time. You just had a lot of unlucky situations. The fact that you were willing to get married 3 times is interesting. I feel like, I don't know, maybe after the second marriage, probably wouldn't want to get married ever again. Even a second marriage is a lot for me, personally, I think. Getting married is really expensive. Hi, I'm so sorry all of this happened to you. What I couldn't overlook was that every time a guy unjustifiably insults you, you try to do better. Why? That just makes them feel like you would put up with everything they do and say, and so they lose respect and take you for granted. Stand up for yourself. Absolutely. Don't put up with their shit, and please don't think that you need a man or a husband to be happy. This also may be leads you to ignoring red flags in the beginning. Yeah, absolutely. Perhaps there were a lot of red flags in your relationship to begin with, that you just didn't notice as well. You do need to stand up for yourself a lot more with these men. And yeah, this person's right. You don't need someone to be happy. You can have a life partner without marriage. That is true. My wife is encouraging me to cheat on her. Why? I know the title sounds terrible, but hear me out. I, 24 male, and my wife, 24 female, are a very happy couple, and I'm serious about this. She's perfect for me in every way possible and always has been since I jokingly started dating her in elementary school. Yes, we're elementary school sweethearts. So now, as a married couple, I'm absolutely devastated to even think about the fact that my wife wants me to cheat on her. Why though? For context on this, she came to me when she was 15 or 16 saying she was an asexual woman and that if we were ever married, she can't get down and intimate with me. I was okay with that since my sex drive wasn't that high and I can live without not doing it because I love her. Okay. But now, after 2 years of marriage and 17 years of knowing and loving her, she expects me to cheat on her and I don't know what to do. This all started when I mentioned about how I haven't had sex with anyone yet because I've only ever dated her on a call with my friend, and I laughed it off. He told me I should cheat and just do it with others if I get in the mood, and I declined it, saying she would kill me if I do. I'm guessing she overheard it because since then she's been bringing up really nice and pretty women, saying stuff like, oh yeah, you should sleep with them, and so on. It's making me miserable since the look she has when she's saying this stuff is absolutely heartbreaking. I have no intention of cheating on her or even doing it with others, even with her permission, because it would make me feel like shit since I've loved her my whole life. I tried to talk to her about it, but she still put the offer on the table saying I can do it without her getting mad. Still, this doesn't seem like a big issue, but it's really eating me up inside. I really don't want her to feel guilty for something she can't control. Wow, okay. Also, just in case you guys might ask, why did I marry her if she can't provide you the love making or something? It's because I love her to bits. She's the funniest and sweetest girl I've ever met, even down to looks and smarts. And as for why can't you just tell her that you won't? I did already, but she just doesn't seem to believe that I'm satisfied with no intimacy in our relationship. So what do I do? Well, it sounds like she is upset and feeling guilty about the fact that she can't give you the sexual intimacy that a relationship typically should be getting. But I mean, if you're not comfortable with it, then you got to set a boundary. You got to tell her, I understand that you've already told her that you don't want to, but you need to sit her down and be plain and clear about the way that it's making you feel. You need to tell her that you feel happy and content with everything in your relationship and you don't need that aspect. You said the look she has when she brings this up is heartbreaking, which leads me to believe that she means the opposite of what she says. If she overheard you talking with a friend, she might be feeling hurt and confused. Y'all need to have a conversation about this area of your relationship. She's definitely not okay with it. There was recently a post about a dude who wanted a threesome and his wife obliged only to end the marriage immediately afterwards. Just masturbate. Well, I mean, he says that he doesn't have a very big sex drive anyway, so you might not even necessarily need to do that either. A well-intentioned warning: if your significant other is suddenly green-lighting you having sex with other people, there is a chance she could already be cheating on you and is now offering this to you as a way to absolve her guilt. Interesting, I didn't think about that. Not saying this is 100% happening, but I know about this song and dance and just felt like I should throw it out there for you to consider. Interesting. Perhaps you need to talk about it further with her. And our last story: I got a woman to cheat on her man with me and I don't feel bad. I feel like you should, but let's read this one. My female friend has a man but doesn't like him much, only referring to him as a male friend who she lives with. She constantly talks about me, hugs and kisses me on the face, asking me if she can give me a hickey. Blew my mind. All I was kind, sweet, and attentive and confident. Fucking crazy how easy it is, and it's great because it makes me realize, as a man who's never had any attention from women in general, from middle school on up until 25, and me being a virgin, it feels pretty gratifying. I don't feel bad. I feel like you should still feel some kind of bad. Imagine if, you were the one getting cheated on. Put yourself in the circumstance of the, what is this? Partner? It just really shouldn't be a good feeling. I understand that you're a virgin and you like the attention, and I can really understand that, but that doesn't mean that you should be acting on that kind of stuff. It's just not right. Many people are in bad relationships because you're a virgin. You don't realize being the rebound is not a great position. Your first relationship is going to be with someone who has baggage. Yeah. OP responded to that saying it's going to be a casual hookup. No strings attached. I can't help but feel like there's going to be some strings attached. This is the first woman that you're going to be with. There's definitely going to be some strings. Well, she may be telling you the truth that he's just living with her and not in a relationship. Pretty common for men and women to live together. But if you are the breakup rebound, I'd tread lightly. I don't think that you should feel good about being the other man or the other woman ever. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed these Reddit confessions. Let me know what you guys thought. If you want to see some more of these, what kind of Reddit stories do you want to see? Yeah, let me know, and I'll see you in the next one.